But remember, a bigger muscle has more potential to be a stronger muscle, and a stronger muscle has more potential to be a bigger muscle. So the stronger you are,
none of y'all stopping me, don't need the axe. Chopping trees, planting seeds, plotting schemes, crossing lines, dotting T's. Lines are blurred, I cannot see. Before I die, I'm top 3. Before I die, I'm top 3.
he's telling me how many reps I gotta do. Okay? Okay? What is going on, YouTube? You are back with the Prez, back in Juniper Park. Today I'm gonna be bringing you a full upper body calisthenic workout. And if you watched my previous video when I was classifying the differences between calisthenic and weightlifting, and what people consider weighted calisthenics not being calisthenic exercises, if you have any discrepancy, if you're confused about that topic, go watch the previous video I just dropped. So like I said, today is going to be a full calisthenic workout, meaning every exercise is going to be a closed chain movement. So it's going to be upper body focused. I told you ideally I wanted to jump on a pull, push, legs split where I'm hitting pull, push, legs, rest, pull, push, legs. But like I said, I have a lot going on, and you know, just due to the fact that I want to get back to the heavy weighted calisthenic training. You guys saw previously last Friday's workout, we were hitting back to weighted dips. Just started with a light 125 for sets of 6. So today we're gonna hit some weighted pulls, weighted dips, full upper body routine, similar to what you saw Friday. Classic, classic bodybuilding training, but calisthenic style. Mixing strength and hypertrophy. Let's get to it. A few warm-up sets for pulls. We're gonna start with our pulls. And you saw I was pulling explosive chest to bar there. Remember, explosive movements are gonna warm up the nervous system. Weighted calisthenics, they're gonna be nervous system demanding. Specifically, if you're going, the heavier you go, the more strength focused it is, it's gonna be more nervous system demanding, right? But today the goal isn't gonna be extreme heavy weights. It's gonna be more volume, more hypertrophy training, but weighted calisthenic style. So again, if you guys can follow along this routine, do it with lighter weight if you need to, just stay in the same rep ranges as me. You're gonna come out stronger with a crazy pump, and very simple methods and routines to progressively overload from workout to workout. So like I said, starting with pull-ups, I'm gonna do a few warm-up sets building into my working set weight. Let's go. All right, getting into the first working set. Like I said, it's gonna be a hypertrophy focused weighted calisthenics session. And remember, hypertrophy means, rep range is falling typically between 5 reps and 30 reps. Usually, as I've been training, for my 1 rep max, strength training weighted calisthenics, the volume for me was between, 1 and 5 reps. Sometimes hitting that 6 rep mark. Right now, the goal, I want to be able to hit sets of around 8 to 12 for 3 consecutive sets, right? So I have 65 pounds on, which I estimated to be about 65% of my 1 rep max right now. So I was pulling 95 pounds for like 2 or 3 a few weeks ago. I've been pulling pretty strong, so I'm just gonna estimate right now that my 1 rep max is probably 100 pounds. A drop off from competition where I hit 115, but that's expected when, I'm not specifically training for strength. But remember, a bigger muscle has more potential to be a stronger muscle, and a stronger muscle has more potential to be a bigger muscle. So the stronger you are, the more you can rep in the hypertrophy zones, and then the more you can rep in the hypertrophy zones, the bigger your muscles will be, which will translate over to being stronger when you're training for strength. So, first working set, 65 pounds strapped on. Let's go. What I did with these sets is I'm purposely slowing down the negative. Now remember, with hypertrophy training, you want more time under tension, right? You want to really focus on the muscles that you're targeting. And clearly with weighted pull-ups, we're going to be targeting our lats and our back, right? When I'm training to pull for you know, a 3 rep max, I'm not thinking about using my lats. I'm thinking about just pulling as strong and as explosive as possible and getting myself over the bar. So a slower controlled rep here, full range of motion, costs 7.5, which is a good number to start at, right? So easy way to progress, progressive overload, is just build up to sets of 10 to 12 reps consecutively with the 65 pounds. Me focusing on controlling that negative makes this set harder. So typically, if you look back on my sets when I'm training for strength, and I'm very adamant about training this method too, remember, just dropping and pulling, right? But that's when you really want to focus on force production and max motor unit recruitment. With hypertrophy training, you really want to focus on using the target muscle group. So I'll count that as another set of 7, one more round, then we'll do a drop set for some volume. All right, so 6 reps in the third set. You saw I'm catching a little bit of a pause on top, just trying to increase that time of detention. Remember, the goal was, I said 8 to 12, but 6 to 12 is always that hypertrophy range that I'm looking for. So 65 pounds, track it, log it. And all I gotta do is next workout, 3 sets of 7 straight, and that's already progressive overload, right? That's how you ensure that you're getting stronger. I've been eating in a calorie surplus now, so the gains, meaning the strength gains, are becoming a lot more quickly and more often now. So we kind of stick to this right now for a little while. No need to go heavier at the moment. Maybe I'll have one heavy day, one rep day, depending on the schedule works. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing upper, lower right now, just because that seems to work the best for my schedule. So in the next upper day, I might go heavier with everything. So 3 sets, 65 pounds, 1 more rest, 1 more drop set, and we move on. Let's go. All right, this is the 4th set. I dropped down to 40 pounds, so I dropped down 25 pounds. This is, again, to add more volume, more time on detention, really trying to keep the reps in control, slow and controlled. All right, dropping all the weight and go to full muscular failure now, body weight. And that's training to failure. We drop the weight. Even though we drop the weight, the intensity still stays high because you're so fatigued from hitting the weighted set prior. So 4 main working sets, weighted pulls done. Like I said, full upper body session. Moving on to push, let's go. All right, guys, getting into the first working set. Like I said, it's more hypertrophy focused. So typically you see last week with weighted dips in the last upper body workout session, I was doing 125 for 3 sets of 6, right? So 75 pounds, I'm gonna move it nice, slow and controlled. Still aiming for that 6 to 12 rep mark, but I'm gonna make the 75 pounds feel heavier by, again, slowing down the negatives, adding in some pause repetitions. Let's get it. And look, it's by really focusing on slowing down the negative, trying to get a deeper stretch, locking out. The 6 reps are relatively tough right there. Granted, you're gonna have a little fatigue built up from the first exercise. So 3 working sets with some drop sets here also. Let's go. Woo. And again, a challenging 6 reps. That just shows how you can control the weight to make it feel heavier. But remember, when the goal is strength, that is counterproductive to building strength. Going slow is the complete opposite of generating force and being explosive. And when you're going for strength, lower volume, 3 to 5, 3 to 6 rep range, 1 to 6 rep range, you want to be explosive and fast. Again, you want to think about being as fast and can produce as much force as quickly as possible. Here we're trying to slow it down, control the force, push out of the hole with nice control. 2 sets down, 1 more to go with some drop sets. Three sets of 6. I could have pushed out that 7th rep on every set, but it would have been too close. It would have basically become a failure every set, right? So I wanted to save some in the tank for the drop sets right now coming up. So 3 rounds, 3-minute break in between each set. Let's work. All right, guys. Set 4. This is the drop set for more volume. So this drop set counts as only 1 set, even though we're gonna go 50 pounds and then 25 pounds. It's 1 still working set. So 3 sets at 75, set 4 at 50, hoping to match the volume. So I would have tried again for another 6 with the 75, I probably would have dropped off. So still looking for 6+ reps with the 50, and then to drop down to the 25, still keeping it nice and slow and controlled, going to muscular failure here. Eight. Drop 1 more 25. Now whatever we get, we get. Same tempo, slow and controlled. Only 3 reps, but that's true muscular fatigue right there. That's intensity. So any more sets after that will be counterproductive. So remember, hypertrophy training, muscle building right now. Pull-ups done, dips done. Still got more to go. Like I said, full upper body work. Let's get it. All right, so the weighted sets are done. Now we're moving into a superset. This is gonna help get you a little better pump. Again, still working on those hypertrophy principles, slow and controlled, pause repetitions, falling in that 6 to 12 rep range. This is gonna be a pull and push superset now. Remember, when we're taking 3-minute breaks, doing 3 to 4 sets, the workout could get a little long. So these supersets will help you pack in a lot more volume in a shorter period of time, and they're gonna work antagonist muscle groups. So when one's working, the other one's getting a little bit of a break, right? So now we're gonna get into our horizontal pulling exercise, which is gonna be a body weight row. We're gonna do the advanced tuck version. So again, still falling in that 6 to 12 rep range. Then we're gonna superset with a push exercise. So round 1. Right to our pushing exercise. One cue, you're doing the pike push-ups, whether you're doing them on the floor, on parallels to get a deeper range of motion. Always keep your head tucked down and stare back at your feet the whole time. That's going to ensure that you're pushing back on a proper angle. You see the heart rate's a lot more elevated now, doing superset nature, so you're going to get that cardio, that conditioning aspect in, as well as those muscle building benefits. 2 more rounds here, all body weight. Let's go. Remember, if this advanced variation of these tucked rows are too hard for you, just bend your knees. So I'll drop into a drop set now for this round 3. You can drop. You're just lowering or shortening, for that matter, the lever of the body, making the reps slightly easier. rounds, tucked rows, pike push-ups, done. 4 pushing and pulling exercises, 2 back, 1 chest, 1 shoulders. The pikes are still gonna hit a little bit of that upper chest, remember that. 1 more movement to go, let's get it. All right guys, last routine of the day, body weight decline pushes. Really gonna emphasize that upper chest. Again, slow and controlled tempo. We wanna make the body weight tough, really getting a nice stretch in the bottom. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, let's go. That's how you make a set of 10 reps hard. Short breaks here, 90-second max. Really trying to keep that lactic acid build up high. Finish off the routine. 2 more, let's go. And like I said, don't let anybody tell you you cannot build muscle using just your body weight. I'm giving a prime example right here with these push-ups of how to make your body weight more difficult and how to stress the muscular system just using your body weight as resistance. I'm making a standard easy exercise as a push-up difficult by changing the angle, increasing the range of motion, and slowing down the tempo. These sets were extremely difficult. Granted, they were done at the end of the routine also, so the easy exercise, you can make it even harder and do it at the end of the routine, which is going to have even more benefits to it, right? So slow tempo, not trying to generate any momentum, slow and controlled, feeling the muscle fully stretched to its lengthened position. When you hit that bottom, that full stretched out eccentric, pause for 1 second, and without any acceleration, any momentum, just squeeze those parallel bars of the floor down and away from you and push your body up. Really focusing on using your chest to finish off the contraction. This is how you make body weight sets effective and you can build a ton of muscle. So guys, 3 sets, 8 to 15 reps is the goal. I hit 10 sets every set, and you're going to see here on this 3rd set, I come to true muscular failure where I can't even push out the last repetition, right? So that's how you take intensity with your body weight to the next level, and you continuously push and push, because remember, you could build muscle up to a 30 rep set. So if I was to do a 30 rep set of push-ups at this tempo, a set alone would probably take me close to 2 to 3 minutes just to complete 1 set. So that time under tension is going to be crazy high. Great stimulus for building muscle. And here you're going to see some bonus work, some isolation work for the bicep and triceps. Remember, this was a full upper body workout, so we did a lot of bicep or elbow flexion for that matter, as well as elbow extension. So just to keep the joints and the tendons and the muscles themselves strong and healthy. I did 2 sets of this superset. I only filmed 1. Here I was just focusing on body weight curls, right? There's a variation that, you know, if you learn how to isolate the muscle, we're not doing rows here, even though it might look like that. I'm fully isolating the biceps here, just trying to work on elbow flexion. And again, nice and controlled reps here, 8 to 15 reps, and then I superset that right away with a body weight tricep extension, which you guys have seen me do in the past as well. Another isolation movement. Again, these are done for a pump, and for health and longevity of the elbows and the joints, right? So if you're doing a lot of pull-ups and push-ups and dips, you know, you're going to get a lot of tendon work, a lot of movement in that elbow, so keep the muscles strong and the tendon strong, right? So these two exercises are two great body weight movements that you could do to isolate the biceps and the triceps, right? And you could always make them harder or easier by changing the position of the body and the leverage here. So you're going to see I do these on the middle bar here for these tricep extensions. I could have made them harder and went on the lower bar or the floor, or I could have made them easier and went on the higher bar. So like I said, 2 sets, superset done. I only filmed 1, and that's a wrap for the workout, guys. See you in the next one.
Oh, it's a slide. I didn't know it could become a slide. There's no place to get.
Guys, that's a wrap for the full upper body calisthenic only workout routine. Remember, body weight training is primarily going to be comprised of all closed chain exercises. So it doesn't matter if you're doing weighted body weight movements, the movement pattern and the exercise modality is the same. It's a closed chain exercise. It's a calisthenic movement. So it's a full upper body focused calisthenic session, hitting shoulders, chest, and back. Back and chest, we started with 2 vertical weighted movements, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, really trying to focus on that slow, eccentric, pausing, nice slow and controlled movements. Remember, I said this many times, said it a couple times in this video. Hypertrophy training and strength training, they complement each other, but the modalities and the way that you go about training them are different, right? Strength training, you're just trying to move the weight as quick as possible. Hypertrophy training, or AKA muscle building, you want to feel the muscles working, really feel that time under tension. That was the goal of today's session. A little safer, you know, the heavier you go, the more risk you can have, you know, to injure yourself, the heavier and heavier you get, right? So the risk reward has to be worth it when you're really working with those heavy weighted sets, right? So I have no competition coming up, so there's really no need for me to push 1 rep max strength right now, right? I could build a lot of muscle in this 6 to 12, 6 to 15 rep range with more moderate weighted sets, right? Then after the main weighted work, went to a superset for some conditioning and to speed the workout up, with a horizontal rowing exercise and a pike press for our shoulders. Remember, when I'm training weighted dips, I typically don't train handstand push-ups, and if I do, they're gonna be lower volume. Today I was able to hit sets of 6 with these pike push-ups, right? As opposed to like sets of 3 if I was doing handstand pushes. Next upper body day, I might focus a little more on handstand pushes and lighter dip work, right? So 5 exercises total, weighted pull, weighted dip, tucked row, pike push-up, slow deficit decline push-ups, really targeting the upper chest. Then went into a superset, isolation work for bicep and triceps. Try this workout routine out. You don't need any weight. All you need is a pull-up bar and a dip bar. Everything could be done. The push-ups could be done on the floor. You could do rows with your feet on the floor, so everything could be scaled to your level. Very easy way to progressive overload. Look to hit the top end of the rep range with the weight before you move up. So, for instance, 65-pound weighted pull-ups, I was hitting sets of 7, 7, 6. So I have plenty of room to progress still, where I can still build up to 3 sets of 10, even 3 sets of 12 before I try to up the weight, right? So slow progressions, guys. That's how you ensure that you're building muscle and not going to plateau. I hope this workout, you know, helps you guys out. Try it out. Guarantee you're going to get stronger and have a crazy pump afterwards. Like the video. It helps the algorithm out. Share with your friends and your family. We're just about at 40K right now. Let's try to hit 100K by the end of the year. Like I said, guys, I appreciate all the support. You have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section. I'll always get back to you guys. Peace out. BARNATURALS.
No sad story, I ain't here for a symphony, no sympathy. When I was on the bench, you wouldn't sit with me. Now I'm on the court and I'm balling, my time's coming.